Welcome back to Ballpark Baseball. Now we're going to get into strategy, and that's going to produce some very interesting and some realistic results. We'll divide the strategy into two sections. This first part can be found on pages 27 and 28 of the playbook. So in terms of defensive positioning, prior to any at-bat, the defensive manager can reposition the fielders. Now the default for the fielder's position is normal. But for infielders, there's other options. You can play your infielders deep, which reduces the chance of a batted ball reaching the outfield. You can have your second baseman and shortstop cheating, which is to shorten the lead of a runner on second base. You can play any of your infielders halfway in, and that increases the chance of a double play or getting a runner out at home. Or you could play your infielders all the way in. That tries to prevent a runner on third from scoring. And finally, charging. The first baseman and or the third baseman can charge in anticipation of a bunt. Now these alternative positionings have advantages, but there are also disadvantages that are evident in the playbook descriptions. Now one final note about first baseman. Whenever there's a runner on first, or runners on first and third, the first baseman is assumed to be holding the runner on first, which differs from normal positioning. Page 27 of the playbook explains the modifications when the first baseman is holding the runner on. It also describes the adjustments when the defensive manager opts not to hold the runner, meaning to play the first baseman in their normal position. Okay, so that took care of infielders. Moving on to outfielders. These positioning options are available to the defensive manager. You can move the outfielders in several steps, and that will decrease the chance of runners advancing. You can move the outfielders all the way in. This can only be employed by the visiting team's manager in the bottom of the ninth or the bottom of an extra inning to prevent the winning run from scoring from third base. As with infielders, outfielder repositioning comes with disadvantages described in the playbook. And for base running, the last video we covered how advancing runners is handled. On page 28 of the playbook, you can see that the offensive manager has two options for more conservative base running. Those options are wait and see and hold, and along with the adjustments that go with those options are indicated in the playbook. So that's the introduction to strategy in terms of defensive positioning and some base running options for the offensive manager. And in the next video, we'll get into more detail about strategy.